So just keep that in mind. Every time you say yes, then you're saying no to a lot of other things potentially. What do I want to talk about today? Peace and tranquility around spending time by yourself and having time to reflect and think about things. I love the beach, sound of the waves, nature, just always just relaxes me. Just always makes me feel so nice. Lets me kind of unwind a bit and just relax. Stop thinking about everything. It's not very windy, so it's a bit humid here, and I'm in my long pants and just a random button up that I had in my car. Thankfully, it's actually a decent fit, not bad. Look at that. Bam, bam, let's go. Just want to chill tonight. Such a nice place to walk around on. Are you feeling stretched, thin and overwhelmed? The solution might be simpler than you thought. So what I wanted to talk about today is the power of saying no. And when you say no, you're giving more power to your yeses. You are not just doing whatever anyone tells you, but taking into consideration whether it's even your responsibility and whether it's something that you should actually be doing anyway. In terms of, saying no to people who might be potentially just be a distraction, that's another thing. Learning how to say no is an absolute game changer, and if you do say yes to everything, you're just draining yourself of your energy and the time that you have available to focus on, things that actually really matter to yourself. So every yes that you say is a no to something else, whether it's your health, your peace of mind, your time, your goals. So just keep that in mind. Every time you say yes, then you're saying no to a lot of other things potentially. Learning to say no is respect for yourself as well. It's setting those boundaries for others and making them realize that there are boundaries you have in place and that you actually do value your time. Your time is valuable, so they'll think twice about, potentially wasting it as well. Start to respect yourself more. Learning to say no is also not selfish whatsoever. It's actually, when you say no to things that might not be serving you or might not be your priority, then you're giving time to other things that are more important to yourself. And when you say no to things that don't align with your priorities and your goals, then you make space for things that actually do. So you start to reduce your stress, you start to reduce the time that you're spending on certain things, you boost your productivity. So remember, successful people are where they are now because they learn how to say no and focus on honing their skills and focus on what's really important and purposeful for them. Focus on what they really were after instead of saying yes to anything that might be a distraction or anything that might set them off course. So you want to know how to confidently say no? then you just have to start by being clear about your priorities. Be clear about your priorities and politely decline. So if someone asks you to do something that doesn't align with what you are striving for, then just say, appreciate you thinking of me, or I'd love to, but I can't because of X, Y, Z. Thank you for thinking of me, but unfortunately I'm focusing on X, Y, Z, etc. And people will appreciate that you're being honest with them, and they'll realize that you have goals that you're working towards, and some might realize it and they won't continue to ask you stuff. So here's a challenge for today. Say no to something that doesn't align with your priorities and your goals, and then drop in the comments below how that made you feel, and then let's start taking back our time and start focusing on our priorities.